Hey, good Thursday morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, live here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. And we're going to take a look at some plants, but we'll take a look at the weather here in just a moment. Hey, I know a lot of us have planted our flowers and our shrubs, or I'm sorry, our flowers and our vegetables, but hey, so I thought we'd take a look at shrubs and trees out here. This is the time of year to make the front of your yard, front of your house, spruce it up if you haven't done anything there just yet. So we'll take a look at that in just a second. Hey, good morning, Steve Matthews, but let's take a look at some weather. What I like about this forecast is I only have 3 tabs open. 1, 2, 3. So it's a pretty short forecast, but there is a lot going on too. Hey, good morning, Stan Hubble. All right, so here is our radar forecast for today. Right along the southern border, there could be a few showers, but mostly way to the south. We go into tomorrow, and this is what we call a backdoor cold front coming through the area, and that's going to come in from the north and northeast. Good morning, Katie Teddy and Nikki Waldron. And so we go to Friday afternoon. I'm sorry, there's Friday evening. So a scattered line of showers and thunderstorms moves through Friday afternoon, Friday overnight, and we get into the weekend, and it looks good. It looks like sunshine. The backdoor cold front does bring that northeasterly breeze, so it's a touch cooler, but each day it's winding up on a trend of not as cool as what was forecast the day before. All right, temperatures. Highs today, we're going to be well into the 80s. Yes, Alicia Johnson, a glorious day on the way. Tomorrow's Friday. All right. Ahead of that cold front, we're going to be well into the 80s. Behind it, we're going to look at temperatures into the 70s. And then on the weekend, we will cool down. Upper 70s, southern half of lower, the 60s in northern lower and the UP. And on Sunday, that wind turns to the northeast, so that cools the thumb down. That cools what we call the sunrise side. You know where that is? Alpena, down through Tawas and Oscoda. Also cools down Detroit in the mid-70s. The west side of the state a little bit warmer in the upper 70s. And then Monday we're back to 80, and then Tuesday we're back to hot weather. One more thing I want to talk to you about that we'll get into our forecast here is a tropical system. We got Tropical Storm Cristobal, and this model that I like to look at has been consistently bringing it into our area as a remnant next week. So let's take a look at that, okay? So here we are, and I'll help you pick out Michigan. There's Michigan, there's Florida, there's Texas, there's Cristobal, okay? Hey, good morning, Jody Engel from Traverse City. We're gonna look at some plants here in just a second, so hang on with me. I'm at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center in Saginaw, just off I-75. So we go through the weekend, and here goes Cristobal, expected to be a tropical storm when it makes landfall somewhere on the Gulf Coast. That's this weekend. This is Monday, Tuesday. There's where the remnants of Cristobal are into Wednesday morning. There's Wednesday, and then it moves in and out. So, point being is we could have some tropical type weather coming up next week with the rain. Now, the good thing about this type of system at this time of the year is they move in, usually a 6 to 12 hour steady, solid rain, and then it moves out. It does not get bogged down like what you see sometimes happens with the tropical system in, say, you know, the Gulf Coast states or Kentucky or Tennessee, and they end up with gobs and gobs and gobs of rain. Usually these, when they get up to here, they latch onto a cold front and they move on and move out. All right. Now, we're live here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. Looks like work.
Always.
Always. Landscapers coming in this morning because, hey, we've taken care of our flowers, our annual flowers, and probably planted our vegetable garden. let's see what you can do in front of the home too. Now, unfortunately, I'm a pseudo expert at that because I've had a lot of homes that I've had to spruce up in front. All right, so I'll give you some of my favorites. We're just going to walk through here. And by the way, we want to thank Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center for being sponsor of the MLive morning weather update. It's really easy to get to. If you're heading north on I-75, you can see it on the left side of the road. If you're heading north, it's before the Z Bridge. You'd get off at the M81 exit. All right, hydrangeas, right? So I've become a fan of hydrangeas. They had to grow on me. I didn't know what all the hype was, but then I planted some and I was like, okay, I get it now. So they're pretty nice. Of course, you got your wine and roses, Woodgelia. I've had some of those and I like those too. Now this is something new that I have not seen before. This is a peach. They're calling it a dwarf flowering peach. I got my thoughts on that one. I don't know if it's as weak as other peach trees, but they always got something new every year. I don't know if you're a fan of these weepy type things. There's more hydrangeas. This is a red bud in an interesting shape. I'll tell you what I've really liked, and this would turn me on to the hydrangeas, is when we planted one of these tree hydrangeas. You know, these are a great thing at like an entrance. We had a couple toward the entrance of our front door, entrance to the garage door. You know, we're in Michigan. Most people that we know don't come to your front door. They come through your garage door, right? So these are pretty good. We've always liked those. Of course, you got more of the Woodgelias. At least we're out. Hey, at least you know what we're out of. At least we're out of the spirea time period. You remember we got over spireaed in the early 2000s. Everything was, well, let's put a spirea there. Let's put a spirea there. So that's over. Some roses. And then of course they got all of the trees in the back there, the bigger trees. I kind of like these barberry, you know, because it's always something that's red. And that's what you want to do if you're looking to do something on your house in front. Think about variations in color too, because everything's not blooming all at once. So when you get to fall, you want some evergreens, maybe some evergreens that have color. I like these over here. I can't remember exactly what they're called. I want to say they're we'll go check it out. I want to say they're a cypress. Let's see what the tag says here. Golden mop, thread branch cypress. I've planted some of those and they always have kind of a golden color, so that's kind of nice. So you want to think about blooming, you want to think about color, you want to think about things like this. This is a euonymus, you know, variegated leaf. So there you have it. You know, a lot of options. A lot of options at your favorite greenhouses like Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center here. Uh-oh, we're in the spirea zone. No, now we're out of the spirea zone. See, 10 years ago that would have taken up 3/4 of the area out here. What are these? These are the big hydrangeas. And did you know that if you see a hydrangea and it's got blue leaves or blue flowers like this one, you might not get those blue flowers at your house because it needs acidic soil, and it's hard to keep the soil really acidic. You can put the muracid on there and help it, but if you don't have ambient acidic soil, it's kind of tough to keep it that way. All right, so there it was, our weather forecast. Fortunately, today was pretty short. We got a great day today. It's a warm, summery day. We got a quick shot of thunder showers. Not everybody gets it. You could miss it. That would be Friday afternoon, Friday night. We've got a dry weekend, a little bit cooler of a weekend. And then we have to watch the remnants of Tropical Storm Cristobal next Wednesday or so for possibly bringing a solid rain into Michigan. Some parts will be ready for that at that time. If you're a gardener, you know what I mean. Farming, of course, the flooded areas would probably not like to see another drop for a couple of months, but that's not going to happen. So there you have it. Thanks for joining me on the MLive morning weather update, live from Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center in Saginaw today, just off I-75. Take care. Have fun.